This is how you make the best chicken and rice. Perfectly seasoned, juicy chicken with fluffy rice, served with green sauce. If you love easy chicken recipes, one-pan dinners, or quick family meals, then you need to try this recipe. Without further ado, let's get started. Chef presents. First, I'm gonna start with this whole chicken. You can use with or without skin. The chicken was brined in salted water for overnight. Using a sharp knife, we're gonna cut right through the breast. A sharp knife would help. Turn this around and we're going to remove this backbone. Make sure to get rid of any excess fat. Remove this wishbone just by twisting it. So that's the backbone removed. And using my knife, we can also remove the wingtip. Also, we got with 2 equal parts of half chickens. Finally, I'm just gonna add a few cuts on the breast and the legs. Just make sure they're not too deep. A quick marinade for the chicken. First, I'm going with a smoked paprika, salt, some of the cumin, coriander, good touch of this garlic powder. You could also use garlic paste, hint of this white pepper, some freshly cracked black pepper, some of this white vinegar. You could also throw in some of the lemon juice onto the chicken later. There was some of this red chili, a little bit of the yogurt, not too much. And finally, I'm gonna throw in some of the oil. A really good mix of that and combine everything properly. We want it almost like a paste, but not too thick. So this is perfect. Now we're just gonna apply it onto the chicken. Just give this a really good mix. We're gonna leave the chicken to marinate for at least an hour. If you got more time, give it around 3 hours. One of the best chicken and rice that you guys gonna try. Make sure to remove the chicken from the fridge at least 30 minutes before you start cooking. Just going with a light touch of foil, a light pinch of salt, and I've got here a light pinch of this chicken seasoning and just a tiny pinch of black pepper. It's all about the little things, yeah? Now this goes in a preheated oven at around 200 Celsius and we're gonna cook this to an internal temperature of 75 Celsius or 165 Fahrenheit. Make sure to baste the chicken with some of the juices, while it's in the oven. For the rice, I'm using tomatoes, onions, some of the green ginger garlic chili paste. We're also gonna use some of the yogurt. And here I've got the rice which have been soaked in water for at least 30 minutes. Once we're done with soaking, we're gonna wash and drain off the excess water. For the spices, we got here cumin, coriander, white pepper, black pepper, salt, red chili, some of the biryani masala. For the whole spices, I've got here cumin, coriander, fennel seeds, green cardamoms, whole cloves, 2 1-inch cassia barks. I've got here some of the dried black lime, and I'm gonna use 1 chicken stock cube. Heat is around medium. Let's get cooking. First, I'm going with a good touch of oil. First, I'm going with the onions. I'm looking for a nice golden brown color on those onions. Once you have this color on the onions, I'm going with our tomatoes and our ginger garlic green chili paste. Once you cook the rawness of the paste, we want those tomatoes to be nice and soft. Just gonna cover it for a few minutes. Let's check this. So you can see the tomatoes are nice and soft now. Going with the black lime. Gonna use one of the cassia bark now and one later. All of our seeds, few cloves. Just gonna save some for the rice later. And our chicken stock cube. Our ground spices. Mix and really toast those spices. It smells really good. Deglaze with a light touch of water. Also the perfect time to throw in our yogurt. You want to make sure the yogurt is at room temperature. We don't want to split the yogurt, yeah? And a really good mix of that. Now you just want to let this cook until the oil is completely separated from the mixture. And we really want to fry this off. Alright, once the oil is separated, as you can see, I'm going with some of the water. I'm using around 2 cups of water. So once they start to simmer, I'm just gonna move it to a different heat. Now we're gonna bring the water to boil, going with a good touch of salt. The water needs to be slightly salty, but don't go too crazy. And we're going with some of these whole spices, including the star anise. Now once the water starts to boil, I'm just going with our rice. Rice that were washed and soaked in water for at least 30 minutes. Now we're gonna let this boil for at least 5 minutes. So the mixture is back on the heat. I'm going with some of this food color. After the rice has done boiling for around 5 minutes, we're just gonna add them on top of this mixture. Drain off the excess water from the rice. Now make sure the steam has started to come up and then we can cover this. Going with this yellow food color. Also, the heat is around low now. Place a clean kitchen cloth on the top, place your lid, cover this properly, and now we're gonna let this steam up for around 20 to 25 minutes. The pan will get nice and hot, really steamy, a good indication our rice are ready. I'm gonna serve the chicken and rice with this green yummy sauce with a handful fresh coriander. If you want, you could also throw in some of the parsley, using some of the green chilies, use more or less depending on your liking. Juice of fresh lemon, could also throw in some of the zest. Pinch of black pepper, salt, and a good pinch of this cumin coriander. And finally, I'm gonna use some of this garlic. Now once you've blended everything, if you want, you could throw in some of the oil as well, especially if you're serving it with some of the bread. So exactly what we're looking for. You can have a little bit of taste now and adjust anything if you need to. Nice and delicious. I really like the kick on this. Our mouth-watering green yummy sauce done. Let's check this. Bismillah. Just gonna let all the steam escape. Rice are nice and fluffy. I'm just going with some of the oil. Make them nice and glossy, and again, it's to do with the shape. Fresh coriander and some of these crispy onions. Alright, let's fluff up the rice. They look amazing. Our mouth-watering fluffy rice done. Our chicken is ready now, looks absolutely delicious. Let's plate up our chicken and rice. First we're going with our fluffy rice. They look amazing. I really can't wait for you guys to try this. Our juicy chicken goes on the top. I'm gonna garnish it with some of these onions. And finally serving it with some of the sauce. Our delicious chicken with rice done. You guys gonna really enjoy this with your family and friends. Trust me. Alright, let's try our half chicken and rice. Looks so delicious. Let's try the rice first. Bismillah. Wow. Rice is so mouth-watering. 10 out of 10. Really nice flavor from the ginger, garlic, onions. Now I'm just gonna taste the sauce. Bismillah. Oh my god, really nice kick from the sauce. It goes perfect with these rice. Alright, it's time to try the chicken. Look at that. Bismillah. Wow. So nice and juicy. A bit salty, spicy, so much flavor. Oh my god, so delicious. And finally, let's try the chicken with the rice now. Honestly, one of the best chicken and rice that you guys gonna try. Let's get some of the sauce, and we got the perfect bite right here. Wow, so mouth-watering. The only recipe for chicken and rice that you will need. Honestly, I really want you guys to try this chicken and rice. Let's try some of the breast. Even the breast is so juicy, you know. I really hope you guys will enjoy this recipe with your family and friends. Please do me a favor and get this video to 5,000 likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure subscribe, make sure like. Inshallah, see you next time. Answer that salam. Make for your mom. Make for your dad. Make for your family. Enjoy.